What is Tesla Metamorphosis? Tesla Metamorphosis is a healing modality, but it is actually more than just a healing modality. That is why my book is called Tesla Metamorphosis, Heal and Evolve. So I will introduce you to Tesla Metamorphosis, but before that, I would like to say something about Nikola Tesla, because we have privilege to have Tesla's name in the name of modality. And I will also explain to you why we have that privilege to have Tesla's name in the name of modality. So, who is Nikola Tesla? Nikola Tesla is the man who invented everything modern technology is based on. He had more than 700 patented inventions, from alternating current, radio, remote control, wireless transmission of energy and information, robotics, AC motors. You have them everywhere around your household, from vacuum cleaner to washing machine to fridge. And now a car is named Tesla. So after a long time, Elon Musk was brave enough to connect Tesla's name with his invention. Also lasers that are used in medicine and X-rays as well, and many other inventions. But the reason why some people don't know about Nikola Tesla is because he discovered how we could use free energy, and they couldn't put a meter on it and charge us for it, and that would take all power from those who ruled the world. So his laboratory was burned to the ground, and his inventions, many of his inventions, are under names of some other scientists. Tesla was genius because he was spiritual. I don't know if you have heard about Swami Vivekananda, that is yogi who was bringing Vedanta to the Western world. And there was mutual respect between Swami Vivekananda and Nikola Tesla. And after visiting Tesla's laboratory, Swami wrote a letter to his colleague in India, where he said that Tesla is a very spiritual man, that he hasn't met such a spiritual man in the Western world. He said that in different colors in Tesla's laboratory, he could see Shiva and Vishnu and all their gods. And he also said that Tesla talks to his electricity, giving it orders. So Tesla was aware that energy is not just a mechanical movement of particles. He was aware that he was dealing with consciousness, with this universal consciousness that nowadays they call the field, and Tesla used to call it active ether. And that is why this man, who invented everything modern technology is based on, said, the day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all previous centuries of its existence. So this is about Nikola Tesla. And now we need to explain why we have this privilege to have Tesla's name in the name of modality. Well, we have that privilege because we can access Tesla waves. What are Tesla waves? Tesla didn't call them Tesla waves. Those are frequencies of energy that Tesla worked with. He wrote about them in his Canadian patents. He called them non-Hertzian waves. And he explained that they are different from Hertzian, not just in frequency, but also in their structure and form, that they are multidimensional, and that they are in a domain of a new physics. He explained that in his experiments, he was decreasing Hertzian and electromagnetic waves to minimum, and then those waves, as paradoxical as it could sound, he said, they get stronger with the distance. So here on the screen, on the left side, you see Hertzian waves, and you see how they lose strength with the distance. On the right side, Tesla waves, they get stronger with the distance. As you see, they're in an entirely new domain of physics and entirely new rules, which Tesla referred to as dynamic electrostatic forces. So the next question would be, how could we be sure that we can access those waves? We can't measure them because we measure energy with hertzes. It's true that we can't measure them, but now we can see them thanks to a special camera invented by Dr. Harry Oldfield from London. He named that camera polycontrast interference camera photography. This camera is more precise than Kirlian camera because different frequencies of energy are presented in different colors and different codes in the computer. And this camera provides a real-time images of energy field. When Tesla happened to me, and that is exactly what happened, Tesla Metamorphosis happened to me. When people ask me, how did you discover Tesla Metamorphosis? I say, I didn't discover it, it discovered me. I was doing and teaching Reiki for 11 years, and I was assisting on Dr. Eric Pulse and doing reconnective healing for 8 years. And then one summer day, I happened to be in Belgrade. I live in Sydney, Australia, but I happened to be in Belgrade. And I rented some place to work from. And this summer day, and by chance, it was 10th of July. And those who know about Nikola Tesla, they know that that was his birthday. 10th of July is Tesla's birthday. So for some reason, I came earlier to this place where I used to do healing work. And I was just standing by the window and enjoying the dance of morning sun on the roofs of Belgrade. And all of a sudden, from two sides, two completely white doves in half a circle came straight to my window, picked the window with their beaks, moved their wings like two ballerinas following the same choreography, and flew away. And that filled me with some joy. I felt something important happened, but I didn't know what to connect it with. And by the way, I wasn't even aware that it was 10th of July. And then the client came and I started doing healing session, which I believed was reconnective healing session. And I heard the voice in my head, Tesla healing. You need to reconstruct Tesla healing. And my first reaction was, oh, what a nonsense, like Tesla and healing. I was brought up in former Yugoslavia and we learned about Tesla's inventions. But Tesla and healing, and who am I to reconstruct something a genius Tesla invented? It really didn't make any sense to me. I continued the session, and again, the voice, male voice, in my head, saying, Tesla healing, you need to reconstruct Tesla healing. But I still could not make any sense of it. And that day, there were 9 coincidences telling me that I needed to do something connected to Nikola Tesla. And it took me 9 more months to accept that yes, I'm doing something different, and to put all the puzzles in the place. I mean, there were times when I was questioning, like, am I imagining this? And then, oh yeah, but this happened and that happened and that happened. But at the end, I was at the stage where I simply knew I'm doing something different, and it is connected to Nikola Tesla. But I didn't know how to explain that to you. And then when I heard about Dr. Harry Oldfield and his camera, I decided to go to London and to see, maybe I'll find something more. I'll find some explanations. But you know what? When we are on the right path, then the universe paves the way for us. So I was about to buy the tickets to fly to London when I received a report from Serbia. They discovered that one mountain is actually a pyramid. And a group of scientists went to do the research. Among them was Dr. Professor Ljubo Ristovski. And he made a photo of this pyramid with PIP camera. And here you can notice on the top of the pyramid, there are those purple colors. And when scientists were measuring the energy, they realized that the energy was weaker on the very top of the mountain and stronger away above the top of the mountain. So they came to the conclusion that this mountain, actually this pyramid, is withdrawing energy from somewhere from space. But again, just by chance, when I say by chance, you should know that I don't believe that anything's by chance. In this group was engineer Goran Marjanovic, who managed to reconstruct Tesla amplifier with extra coil, which radiates those Tesla waves, just following strictly the instructions from Tesla's notes. And he told me that he was surprised that Tesla left such a detailed description and as how thick should be the wire, how many times to wide around, and all that, because you know that Tesla was doing everything in his head. So that what you are looking at is Tesla amplifier with extra coil. And you can notice that identical colors that appear on the top of the pyramid appear around Tesla amplifier with extra coil. So those Tesla waves are presented on PIP camera with these purple colors. When I heard all that, when I saw all that, then I decided to be brave and to invite Professor Ristovsky to make photos on my seminar, because I was about to go to Belgrade and to do seminars. And he came and he was doing photos one day, the other day, the third day. And then he brought the photos and he said, look, identical colors that appear around Tesla amplifier with extra coil appear on the images of Tesla healing metamorphosis sessions. So that is how we have colorful on white that we can access those Tesla waves. Professor Ristovsky also checked all the data at his institute. He checked on internet. He contacted Dr. Harry Oldfield, and he states that Tesla Metamorphosis is the only modality where those Tesla waves are registered. So on the left side, you can see Reiki, how they do it in US without physical touch. On the right side, you can see reconnective healing session photographed with PIP camera. And you can notice that there is no presence of purple color that presents Tesla waves. So I would like to explain something. The difference among modalities is not in how we wave our hands or where we place our hands. The difference is in what frequencies of energy we can access. In other words, what levels of consciousness we can access. So what is unique for Tesla Metamorphosis, according to Professor Ristovsky, is that we can access Tesla waves. And why is that so important? I hope I'll explain that to you. So let me tell you a bit more about Tesla Metamorphosis, the healing modality. In Tesla Metamorphosis, we do Tesla healing metamorphosis, Tesla soul communication, and Tesla light body metamorphosis. And when we talk about Tesla healing metamorphosis, our clients report healings from many illnesses that are labeled incurable, such as cancer, AIDS, lupus, spine injuries, chronic fatigue syndrome. Some even report healings from birth deformities and physically damaged spine. And this usually happens pretty fast. We recommend 3 sessions because most of the time, 3 sessions are enough. If you go on website teslametamorphosis.com, you can hear a mother of 21-year-old girl saying how the doctor of her daughter was amazed how only in 2 months, since he saw her previously, one side of her rib cage, which was much smaller and indent, developed to be equal to the other side. Also, there is a video from Macedonia, one practitioner. She recorded a session because in the first session, her client started levitating, and with his permission, she had put camera in the second session to document how her client levitates. But in this session, he didn't levitate. Anyway, if we watch this footage, we can see a young man laying on a back, and his arms are laying peacefully next to his body, but his legs are going up and down and left and right with very vigorous movements. And she didn't document how he was levitating, but she documented how he got off the table, stepped on his feet, and this young man had a car accident and his spine was injured. And the doctor said that he will never walk again. So when I talk about all that, many people simply cannot believe it. And I can't blame them, because if I didn't experience it, maybe I wouldn't believe it as well. There are many things in Tesla Metamorphosis that people tend to call miracles. I do not believe in miracles. I believe that everything's natural. It is just question if at some stage we are capable of understanding and explaining some things. And that is why in this book, I try to find explanations for all those things that people tend to call miracles. I didn't find explanations for all, but I did find for some. When I was writing the book, I came across Dr. Pyotr Garyaev. He is a member of Russian Academy of Science and New York Academy of Science, and he did research on DNA. And he discovered that our DNA follows some rules similar to the rules of human language. Some, how he calls it, biological grammar and syntax. And in his experiments, he managed to get a salamander lizard from an embryo of frog without cutting out or replacing a single gene, just by changing the information. And that is why he states, DNA can be influenced and reprogrammed by words and frequencies of energy without cutting out or replacing a single gene. And if we go back to this young girl, for example, who had birth deformity, what happened? Her DNA received the information how a healthy rib cage and lungs should be, and they developed. On this chart, made by engineer Boris Petrovich, it is presented how Tesla created Tesla coil according to the energy centers in human body, according to chakras. And Otto Warburg, a Nobel Prize winner, he said that Tesla coil is a molecular enhancer, and every cell has a tiny battery in it. In Tesla Metamorphosis, we don't use any coils, we don't use any machines. We access those frequencies of energy, including Tesla waves, directly, how Tesla would say, from active ether. So that means that Tesla Metamorphosis practitioner acts as Tesla coil. Energy in body can be visible as light. Every illness is a disbalance of this life force that is visible as light. So in Tesla Metamorphosis, those frequencies of energy are bringing body back into the balance of light. And once the balance is regained, the healing takes place. At the time when Tesla lived a scientist, Dr. Roberto Becker, and he was doing experiments with Tesla coils. And in his book, Body Electrics, Electromagnetism and the Foundation of Life, he documented how small animals could regrow their cut off tail or leg if they were exposed to the frequencies of energy from Tesla coils. He also mentions children younger than 11 that they could regrow the tip of their finger if the cut was sharp and clean. So that was happening in 19th century. And we witnessed that medicine is still not using it. Interesting. The other thing that we do is Tesla soul communication. What is Tesla soul communication? That is a method of healing. We all have some things that we want to forget or we don't want to think about. So what we do, we push them in our subconscious mind. But the problem is that it works from there. It attacks our reactions, our actions, and what is even worse, it attacks our health. In psychology and psychiatry, we use free associations and hypnotherapy to help clients to bring this stuff from subconscious to the conscious level, because once it is on the conscious level, they can deal with this and they can overcome the problem. I find Tesla soul communication even more adequate, more useful, because first of all, we get much faster to the results in much easier way. And also both free associations and hypnotherapy, they reach to the level of subconscious mind. In Tesla's soul communication, we can reach to the level of integrative mind, meaning to the level of the soul. And that means that even karmic healing can be reached. How we do that? I teach this in second seminar, and one of the exercises is that every student brings a photo of somebody who needs healing. And then those photos are mixed, and everybody works with somebody he doesn't know and writes down everything that comes true. And then he or she reads that, and the person who brought the photo gives the feedback. And there is always a lot of fun and a lot of excitement in the class when people realize that there are no doubts that they were communicating with this particular person from the photo, because it is possible to recognize the style of this person, belief systems, the way he or she talks, even by words. I must admit, when I was getting messages, those messages in my head, that I should teach that I was afraid, I was not confident to start teaching it, because I was not sure whether people will be able to do that. And I thought, how could I just organize a seminar and charge for it? And what if people cannot do it? So the first seminar I did here in Sydney, where I live, with 3 people I knew. And the more tasks I gave them, the better they were. And on the second day of the seminar, something very interesting happened. Mars, one of the students, she was reading this, what she got through healing session, and all of us had a bit teary eyes because it was very emotional. It was beautiful day in Sydney, blue sky, sunshine, and all of a sudden the clouds accumulated and it started lightning. And all 4 of us, as if somebody commanded, we turned toward windows and screamed, "Hi, Tesla!" Because Tesla's nickname was the Master of Lightning. And after a few minutes, the clouds disappeared, not a drop of rain. And I took it as an omen, yes, I should teach that. And I travel around the world usually. Now I'm stuck in Sydney because of this COVID and restrictions, because the Australian government forbids residents to travel to get out of the country. Well, usually I teach that in Europe, in US, in Canada, and amazingly, all students, regardless of their educational background, of their belief systems, of their age, all are capable of creating this communication on the conscious, subconscious, and soul level. And I was wondering, how does it happen? Because I don't do any attunements, I don't do any rituals like in Reiki, chakra, and all. No, I don't do any of this. And yet, they are all capable of doing it. And it's not possible, for example, in some classes, I sometimes have 70 people in a class in this second seminar. And it can't be that all 70 people were clairvoyant. So I was wondering, how could that be explained? I already mentioned Swami Vivekananda, and because Tesla once stated that prana, akasha, and kalpas, um, his teaching, are the only theory that could entertain modern science. So I got curious and I attended classes of teaching of Swami Vivekananda, classes of teaching of Vedanta. And there I learned that yogis have a special meditation which has the purpose of elevating consciousness. And this meditation starts from basic chakra, which is red, up to the 7 chakras, and finishes with crown chakra, which is purple in color. And Swami, who was teaching us, he said that not every yogi would manage to reach the level of the crown chakra. So this is what I want to show you. Those are photos of auras of students after finishing Tesla Healing Metamorphosis seminar. And you can notice that all of them have those purple colors in their auras. According to Professor Ristovsky, those purple colors are not characteristic for human aura. And because of that, he named us Teslians. Actually, we made photos before the seminar and after the seminar, photos of auras of students. And those photos showed that there was a huge change in their energy field and their consciousness frequency after finishing Tesla Healing Metamorphosis seminar. And all had those purple colors in their auras. So I do not do attunements, but it seems that attunement happens. And because they all have those purple colors, I believe that actually Tesla waves elevate our consciousness to the level of crown chakra. And that could be explanation how comes that all people who were not aware of such their abilities before are capable of creating communication with their clients on the level of conscious, subconscious, and soul level. Next thing we do is Tesla light body metamorphosis. Tesla light body metamorphosis is a specific process which is done once in a lifetime. It is done in 2 sessions, in 2 consecutive days, and it has a purpose of helping us in our personal growth on physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. In this book, you can find a channel text from Estella from Constellation Grui. When I received that text first time, I didn't understand why it's meant for me. But now I'm aware that all philosophy and theory behind Tesla Metamorphosis is in this channel text. And there, Estella stated that humans once had 13 DNA strengths. DNA strengths are codes of information and light. So could you imagine if we had 13 and now we have 2, or recently they've discovered a cell with 4 DNA strengths, for how much information and light we are missing? This process Tesla light body metamorphosis is helping us to reconstruct those DNA strands and to put them in harmony with the DNA of planet Earth and of the universe, and to reach the perfect balance of light. So this process is helping us to reach our potentials, our optimal blueprint. It helps us to awaken some arts and talents that might have been forgotten. According to Western science, 90% of our DNA is not in use. They call it junk DNA. Dr. Pyotr Garyaev, when he was doing research on DNA, he discovered traces of this biological language even in this so-called non-coded DNA. Also, he made an experiment where he had placed a DNA in a glass tube and he pointed a laser light on it. And the laser light started spinning in the shape of energy field of DNA. Then he physically removed the DNA, but the laser light continued spinning. So what does it mean? It means that even when the physical DNA is not present, there is something in it, some information and light. So this process of Tesla light body metamorphosis helps us to more fully use those DNA strands that are not in complete use. And once the process is done, it works with you for the rest of your life. Since I'm doing Tesla Metamorphosis, I have experienced some phenomena that I have never experienced before. And I like to play and joke and say it's phenomenal how many phenomena is connected to Tesla Metamorphosis. One of the phenomena is that sometimes we notice light around clients. And when this light is wider, we can notice some movement within this light. It reminds me of a dance of seagrass, or as if bodies evaporating. Tesla, in few occasions, radiated light on the stage. And in New York Sun, there was a description how Tesla radiates bluish fluorescent light through from his body, and how when he opens his fingers, like laser light would come out of his fingers. Also, in the magazine, after Tesla made an experiment on Long Island and put 5 kilometers over the Atlantic, that all people from this area were radiating some bluish fluorescent light, and they seemed as ghosts to each other. Some contemporary scientists, including Dr. Pope, a German scientist, and a Japanese scientist, they claim that a human body literally glows. Only this glow is 1,000 times lower than the glow visible to naked eye. So it seems when we are exposed to those frequencies of energy where Tesla waves are present, it seems that our DNA produces more biophotons, those particles of light, to the extent that it is visible to naked eye. This what you are watching are PIP images, and you can notice those spheric white lights. This one has aura. Um, and here as well. And on this photo, you can see the shadow of my hand, though we were not using reflectors. Because the photos were made in sequence, it is obvious that those lights are moving around the table. We don't know exactly what those lights are, but our clients sometimes report that they can hear as if there were more people in the room, not just the practitioner. Some claim that they hear somebody walking around the table or running around the table. So maybe those are these some light beings that are helping us in this healing work. Here we can see an empty massage table. There is no client, there is no practitioner, but we can notice those purple colors and green colors already there. According to me, that proves that we are dealing with consciousness, because our intention to do healing on this table already brought them there. This is me being phenomenal. When we were doing photos of auras, then we wanted to make photo of my aura as well. And I was sitting on this little chair, and Professor Ristovsky was looking in his computer. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. How could you stand up? I said, yeah, I can stand up. And he was again, I've never seen that. And I asked, can I see it? And I came and I asked, where is my circle? And he said, I don't know. Maybe in this suburb, maybe in this city. What is happening? When we are working with these intelligent frequencies, our auras expand. And equally as our skin protects our inner tissues from infections, our auras protect us from energetic infections. And some other practitioners, they made photos of their aura a year, 2 years, 3 years later, and they still had this purple color in their auras, and their auras also expanded from their original size. Here you can see orbs, those balls of light. And those orbs are pretty common since we do photos with digital cameras. But what is unusual here was that all people in the room could see those orbs floating above our heads, and one stopped next to my shoulder and stayed there for a long time. And the same thing happened in 4 more cities where we could see. In Vancouver, one blue orb went through the room, and we all started giggling, but nobody took a camera to make a photo. And this photo was made in Kamloops in Canada. So you can notice those purple colors on the wall. With naked eye, we were able to see all rainbow colors on this wall. There is no explanation for that. It was the same group of people, the same room, the same climate, but that day those colors appeared on the wall, and the same thing happened in few more cities, but we still don't have explanation for that because there was no source of light or anything that would create this effect. And this one was made in Australia. I was doing a demonstration of healing, and one practitioner, she was making photos. So you see on the left photo, there is nothing above the projector screen. But on the right photo, there is something like a lamp, but if it was a lamp, then the light would spread wide on the sides. But this light ends like a little skirt. We didn't see anything with our eyes, but she noticed that when she made the photo and she showed all of us. We don't know exactly what it is, maybe a flying saucer from a Lilliput, but obviously we have all different helpers in this work we do. So I teach seminars, and if you would like to see the schedule of seminars and events, please go to teslametamorphosis.com, and under seminars and events schedule, you will find the list and all the information about the seminars. In Tesla Healing Metamorphosis seminar, you will access Tesla healing frequencies, and you will be able to heal others, heal yourself, your pets, your plants. You can learn to heal situation. You will learn to do distant healing, and you will also learn to radiate love. This is a very important exercise because love is essential for healing. And also, when we radiate love, there are minimum chances that somebody or something will attack us. After finishing the seminar, you get a certificate and you can work professionally as Tesla Healing Metamorphosis practitioner. Usually this seminar is Friday evening, Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. Tesla's Soul Communication is the seminar where you will learn how to create communication with the client on the conscious, subconscious, and on the soul level. Also, this modality of Tesla soul communication is equally useful for practitioners as for clients, because that's a great tool how we could learn more about ourselves, how we can discover our hidden fears or desires, or how we could discover what is our purpose in this life. And after finishing the seminar successfully, you get a certificate to work professionally as Tesla Soul Communication practitioner. Tesla Light Body Metamorphosis is usually Friday night, Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. And there you will learn how to perform Tesla Light Body Metamorphosis on others. The prerequisite for this seminar is to have Tesla light body metamorphosis performed on yourself. And you also get a certificate when you successfully finish this seminar, and you can work professionally as Tesla light body metamorphosis practitioner.